Hello and welcome. This is Andrea Wynn, and I would like to welcome you to the Buddhist Project Sunshine Slack tutorial. So I am really excited about introducing you to Slack. This potentially is going to be a life-changing day for you because Slack is a really wonderful way to have online discussions. It eliminates problems with email overwhelm and with sprawling Facebook group messages. You won't miss anything important. Things don't get lost in Slack. And Slack gives a unified communication interface for coherent communication, which is going to be really helpful for the topics we're going to be discussing. And for those that are concerned about safety, Slack offers a good level of encryption for security, and your information isn't being tracked like it is in Facebook. So one thing just to say right off the bat is that it does take a little bit of time to get used to it. It is new. So just inviting you to bring some gentle patience to your first week or so of using Slack, just to allow yourself that space to learn it. So we'll just get into it here. And first of all, just point out that there are two main areas that you're going to be using in Slack: the channels and the direct messages. So let's look at direct messages first, because this is going to be more familiar from other things like Facebook. A direct message is like a private message in Facebook. So basically, I can see here that I have a notification of one new message that I have from Sherop. So I'll just click on that to find out what Sherop had to say. And so she said, "Hey, Andrea, thanks so much for setting up this discussion space. I'm really looking forward to connecting with the people in this group and having a chance to talk about what has been going on." And so I can just say, "Hey, Sherop, great that you are joining us. I'm looking forward to connecting with you." And then just simply hit enter, and away it goes. So I've just replied to Sherop. So I can also send a message to Andy. Just click on Andy's name. You can see this is an alternative profile for myself for this demonstration. So I'm just going to say, "Hi, Andy. Just wanted to say hello as we are beginning." So, and a third option is you may want to send a direct message to a couple of people or more than one person. So to do that, you could just click on this plus symbol and just choose who you'd like to send your direct message to. So we've got Andy and Sherop. So I'm going to send a message to both of them and just say, "Hi to you both. I wanted to send a group message." And simply hit enter, and there is a message that's to both Andy and Sherop. So that's a pretty awesome way to be able to stay in touch with people in private messages. Nobody else in the group can see what it is that you have said when you send a direct message to somebody. Only the people that you've sent it to will see what you have said. So now let's turn our attention to this other broad category of the channels, which is the really, really powerful part of Slack. So as we are looking at how to start with channels, channels basically give each conversation a dedicated home, which helps everyone in our discussion to focus on the right thing at the right time. So it's important to be clear about what each channel is for. So when you start a new channel, set a descriptive channel topic and fill out the channel purpose, which gives more space to describe why the channel was created. So we would like to be able to have some kind of naming conventions that will help us to have organized channels. So a couple of naming conventions that I'd like to propose is, first of all, to have lineage-specific channel naming conventions here. So I'll just show you what I mean. So say for Shambhala, sex abuse. This channel is for discussing sexual abuse in the Shambhala community. So, and if you're wanting to invite a specific friend, you can do that pretty easily there. Not necessary, and just go ahead and create the channel. So we now have this new channel called Shambhala Sexual Abuse. So usually when you've started a new channel, you're probably going to post something. So I'll just say, hi everyone. I wanted to open a conversation about this. I was sexually abused as a child in the Shambhala community. I am wondering if anyone else here was too, or maybe some other kind of sexual abuse. I'd love to connect on this. And I'll just hit enter. So now I have set up a new channel, a new thread, and this is the thread. So I can potentially, start a new thread and say new thread for a discussion. So this is just kind of a placeholder because it's kind of made up. So these are two different threads. You can see they light up separately. And so say I happen to be somebody else coming along and I see that Andrea Wynn said this, and I would like to respond to that. So in order to respond to that specific thread, I'm going to click Start a Thread and post a message. Hi, Andrea. I was sexually abused in Shambhala too. I don't know what to say. It's all feeling pretty raw right now. And so can just send that, and you can see down here, it appears that there's been one reply to this thread. And as other people reply, it just updates that number. And so if you want to see the thread, you just click on it and it appears over here in the right-hand panel. And you can see the initial topic of the thread and then everybody's responses going down below. So that's really awesome. Or alternatively, if you want to start a new thread in that discussion topic, just do that by entering it in this box down here. So just go ahead and click and move that out of the way. So in terms of these channel naming conventions, we'd like to see specific lineages as one naming convention. So we've got Shambhala sex abuse, and let's go ahead and start Rigpa, sex abuse. This space is to talk about what is happening around sexual abuse in the Rigpa community. Awesome, so we'll just create that channel as well. And I don't need to see that anymore. So now we've got both the Shambhala sex abuse and the Rigpa sex abuse threads going through these two different channels. So the naming convention is beginning with the lineage. And we can also introduce another naming convention that could be helpful is by specific topics. So for instance, talking about cults is a particular topic, and there might be specific things about cults that we would have different channels for. So why don't we have cult education. This channel is for posting educational resources to learn about cults and cult dynamics. And create that channel. And also it could be interesting to have a channel for cult religious examples. Oh, I guess that's a little too long of a name. So why don't we say cult religious groups? Okay, so this space is to talk about dynamics of, actually we'll call it cult dynamics in religious communities, such, did I spell that miss? Okay, communities such as Buddhist, Christian, and other religions. So that could be a very interesting topic to talk about. So here we've got cult education and cult religious groups. So by using these naming conventions, it just makes things a lot easier to find. If you ever are needing to say, you know, maybe you're wanting RICPA members in the discussion to share a related news update in your community, then you would have a more predictable channel names that you would be following or looking in, things that begin with RICPA. So let's also show something else we can do here. I'm going to start yet another new channel, and it's going to be clergy, sex, misconduct. Let's talk about clergy sexual misconduct and how it relates to what is happening in some Buddhist communities. Awesome. So we're creating this new channel, and so I also want to show you that you can upload relevant documents. So I've just clicked the plus sign, clicking on your computer, and I want to upload this document. So this is a really great resource from an olive branch. I like it because it clearly defines clergy sexual misconduct and the impacts it has on students. So I'm going to upload this document now. Okay, so you can see the Word document is right here. And so people can read it here, they can download it, and here's my description that I included with it. So this is an awesome way to be able to upload resources to share with the group. And as well, there's, you know, maybe you want to make sure that a friend of yours sees this. So I'm going to do what's called a mention for ShareUp. Just wanted to make sure you see this. So this is going to give an actual notification to ShareUp that she has been mentioned in a post. Okay, so a big strength with Slack is that you can search all messages for what you're looking for, and the search is lightning fast and it's very accurate. So, okay, so here, why don't we put in a search for the word clergy? And here's the search results. It's coming up with this clergy sexual misconduct document that we just uploaded, and it's also seeing that I made a post about this, and I used the word clergy is both in the file name and also in my post. So basically, Slack has searched the entire group for any mentions of the word clergy, and it's provided here in the right hand side. So whenever you're searching for something and you can't remember where you saw it, just pop a name, a word up here, and Slack will pull it up for you. It's really awesome. Okay, so another thing that I really like is that you can go to one place. Like when you come into Slack, you know, on a certain day, you can go to one place and you can see everything new that has happened since you were last in Slack. I really like this a lot because I know that I'm not missing anything. And so the place you can go to is all threads. And so it's showing the latest activity that's happened. And since I'm the one who did the activity, it's saying that I am up to date. So I really love getting that confirming message from Slack saying that I'm up to date. So if there were things that had happened that I didn't know about, they would appear above this And so once I'd seen them, then it would let me know that I was up to date. And the last thing that I just want to show you very briefly is about notifications. So setting up the notifications so it's working for you. So we don't know how big this group is going to get, but at some point, you know, it might get rather large and you might be feeling like you're getting too many notifications. So I just wanted to show you that you can go into your preferences and into notifications, and you can actually change what you're getting. So right now I have it set that I'm getting messages for everything new that happens in Slack and in this Slack group. But if you wanted to get less, you can change it to just direct messages, mentions, and keywords. So if you're wanting to keep track of specific things like things to do with clergy, you could put in the word clergy here, and that would set up a keyword for you. So if it was only letting you know about keywords, then you would find out anytime somebody said anything about clergy. And also you have a place here where you can automatically disable notifications during your sleeping hours. So that happens automatically, or you can change it if you want it to be different. And then the last thing I'll mention is that you could also set up channel specific notifications. So if you were to turn off all your notifications, then you could set up specific notifications for channels. So maybe the only thing you want to be notified about is that clergy sexual misconduct channel. Maybe that's the only thing you want notifications for. So you just set that up. You can have it set up for your desktop and also for your mobile. So this prompts me to share with you that there is a great mobile app for your smartphone. Apparently they don't have one for BlackBerry, but there are apps for other smartphones. And so that can be a great way to keep track of what's happening in this Slack group on your smartphone by downloading that app. So that concludes my introduction to Slack for the Buddhist Project Sunshine discussion forum that's going to be happening in June and July 2018. I'm very much looking forward to connecting with all of you and for us to have a very productive and wholesome and embodied and healing conversation in this group over these next 2 months. So look forward to connecting with you.